I am Jan Long, a member of St. John's and the current church council president. I was born and raised a Lutheran and am both proud and humbled to be such a large part of the St. John's family. The topic for today's talk is fed, based on the reading from Luke, where Jesus shares the first communion meal with his disciples. My story begins back in the late 1960s, when I was about 8 to 10 years old. I learned a wonderful lesson from my maternal grandmother. A family at the church had gone through some tough times. The dad was an art teacher at the college, and the 3 kids were still only about 5, 7, and 9 years old. The mom, unfortunately, had a long battle with cancer and died. Mr. Sauter struggled with hospital bills and juggling care for his 3 children. He hired someone to look after them while he worked, but they really needed full-time care. He wasn't used to raising 3 children alone. One evening, after an especially long day, he parked the car in the driveway and sat there and cried. He stayed in the car because he didn't want his kids to see him cry. Between the sobs, he prayed to God. "Lord, I don't know what to feed my children tonight. I have nothing to give them." Remember, back then, when the stores were only open from 9 till 5, and there really were no fast food restaurants. So if you missed the hours the stores were open, you were out of luck. Anyway, Mr. Sauter gathered himself together and went inside. His kids were all excited to have Dad home, and he gathered them close in his arms. He was about to tell them that he had nothing to give them for dinner when the doorbell rang. He went to the door to find my grandmother standing there with a huge ham. She said she had all the fixins to go with it if he could help her bring it all in. It seemed for days before this, my grandmother had felt God urging her to buy all of the necessary groceries and spent that day slow cooking and basting that ham for them. The family had several meals from what my grandmother gave them. This was an answer to his prayer, and Mr. Sauter never forgot her generosity, and neither did I. There were several ways to feed others. My grandmother gave food for their tummies, but she also fed me spiritually. I'll never forget her generous giving spirit, and I pray to be filled with the same compassion she had. The closing prayer for today's devotion is, "Bread of life, you feed us with mercy and compassion. Send us out to share your life-giving bread with others." And I will add, let us share your bread of compassion and love by feeding both bodies and souls. Use us to be your hands and feet for all people. Amen. As an aside, Mr. Sauter gave of his time and talents to my home church by painting the mural behind the altar. It is a beautiful depiction of Christ and our world. He was able to feed us through the gift of art. Thank you.